What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. To date, we're using the Kyurem-Black team once again with Kyurem-Black, the Solgaleo, Hydreigon, Venusaur, Tapu Fini, and Incineroar. Let's get started and play some games with this team. Kyurem-Black was a lot of fun. It got to do a lot of work in the last episode. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do so. But let's see if we can continue on with Kyurem-Black, and let's see if it can do some more work. It's actually been pretty impressive so far, as we got Doll from Colombia as our first opponent of today, 1599 rating. Lunala, okay. Lunala with Kyogre, Ludicolo, Incineroar, Ferrothorn, and Tapu Koko, which is the matchup where Hydreigon actually gets to come into play, because Hydreigon's actually one of the Pokemon I did decide to bring for this specific matchup. So, Kyurem-Black and Hydreigon? Double Dragon? Looks pretty fun here. It does look pretty fun as the lead, actually. My opponent doesn't have the best answers against it. I do want to bring my Fini, and the question is what do I want as my last one, because I could see myself bringing Venusaur, as Venusaur is very good against my opponent's team. Or I could bring Incineroar, which is also decent against my opponent's team as well. Venusaur does struggle against the Lunala and Incineroar, while my Incineroar is a decent switch in, because like the things that switch in to Kyogre and Lunala are the ones I'm leading. I would like that switch in against the Ferrothorn, which is my Incineroar, which is better for the switch in. We'll have the Fini because I do want that heal pulse option. And potentially I could get a light screen up. Like, light screen's really good against my opponent's team in general. Gonna be an interesting game for sure. I think Kyurem-Black and Hydreigon can really shine here, especially my Hydreigon, because of the fact that I do carry the tech. So let's see what my opponent decides to do here. Probably gonna lead Tapu Koko if it does have Dazzling Gleam. If not, you might not lead the Tapu Koko. Kyurem-Black plus Hydreigon will lead here against the Kyogre Ludicolo. So pretty fantastic lead for me, because I could probably just get a Tailwind up. I could go for a Fusion Bolt into the Kyogre. And again, my opponent can't really damage my team right here. You could go for a Fake Out into something, but I get to punish it with a strong attack. And yeah, I think I just go for a Fusion Bolt here and a Tailwind. I guess maybe you would target on my Hydreigon if anything, because of the fact... Okay, if you target on my Hydreigon, I get a lot of damage in the Kyogre. I'm trying to think, is it better to go for Tailwind? Because I don't absolutely need Tailwind at all. It's good for my Fini in the back, and I can beat I was thinking, what if I lose Hydreigon early, but I can beat it with Lunala. As we see the Life Orb on Ludicolo, we will get Tailwind up. Okay. It's actually not Scarf on the Kyogre. It's Ice Beam coming out actually into the Hydreigon, which I should survive. Yeah. And the Darkiyum I feel like should knock out Ludicolo. I do outspeed the Kyogre now, so I can go for the Fusion Bolt. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a decent spot. I can go for a Fusion Bolt right here into the Kyogre slot. And I guess I can just go for a Z move into the Ludicolo. I don't really need to save it for Lunala. I have other ways to deal with Lunala. My Incineroar, I have Fini in the back. I can set up Light Screen. I can Heal Pulse. I have the Assault Vest on Kyurem, so I'll even take the attack from there. My opponent looks like doesn't have... I think my opponent doesn't actually have a way that can knock out my Kyurem-Black immediately, so we'll go for the Z move. I imagine this knocks out Ludicolo. I know Hydreigon's not the strongest Pokemon in the world. Base 125 special attack isn't the best, but I mean, Life Orb Ludicolo, it took chip, so it's probably just a 4 HP standard Ludicolo. With no bulk, here comes the Darkiyum Z. Please knock out the Ludicolo, that'd be fantastic. Nice. Okay, so we get rid of Ludicolo, amazing there. So, it might be a Trick-Room Lunala then? It might be a Trick-Room Lunala. Let's see what's going to come out from my opponent's side. It's going to be the Lunala. Okay. So maybe my opponent's hoping, oh, maybe I can live a Dark Pulse plus a attack from the Kyurem, but I do carry the Shadow Ball for this instance. So if it is a bulky Lunala, like, I don't mind. So I think I'm actually just going to double up the Lunala slot, because Kyogre can't really do much. If Lunala protects, that's kind of fine, because I just get to get a free switch in to my Tapu Fini and set up a light screen. So no matter what, I feel like I'm in a good spot regardless. We're gonna see the Kyogre retreat, maybe the Incineroar coming out. Oh, Tapu Koko actually. Okay. I definitely do want to deny a potential Tailwind coming out, which is why I do want to double up the Lunala slot. So Tapu Koko's in the back, no Incineroar. Electric Sea gonna activate from the Lunala. Okay. So where's the Z? Kyogre? And Dark Pulse is gonna come out into the Lunala. I'm not sure if Ice Beam would have knocked out originally, but we do have Shadow Ball for a reason. We will go for the Shadow Ball into the Lunala, which will be able to pick up the knockout into the Lunala. And now we're in a fantastic spot here because now we do have that Fusion Bolt in electric terrain to deal with the Koko. So yeah, we're in a very solid spot here as we will see the Kyogre come back in. And we only have one more turn of Tailwind. I think I'd rather just Earth Power the Tapu Koko and go for a Dark Pulse in the Tapu Koko as well, because if it's a Assault Vest, I do want to get the damage into the Tapu Koko. Is Tapu Koko just going to reveal Protect? Okay. So I wanted the Kyogre went aggressive here. No, I just went for the Protect, which is fine too. Not really that scared because actually by my opponent going for that double Protect, I'm in still a pretty good spot regardless. And now I can go for a Fusion Bolt into the Kyogre and a Tailwind. I guess you could go for the double Protect and a Dazzling Gleam if you have it. I feel like if you had Dazzling Gleam, you would have just led the Koko though. So I think I'm just going to Tailwind here because I don't see a reason not to go for the Tailwind and get a Fusion Bolt off into the Kyogre. Because if I can knock out Kyogre, my Incineroar plus my Feeny should have this game in check. So we're going to see Nature's Madness. Okay. Into the Kyurem. Is that Waltarium once again? We will get a Tailwind up. And oh, it's just Ice Beam. Okay. Okay, so it's just Ice Beam in the Kyurem once again. Really just doesn't do anything. And a Fusion Bolt will come out into the Kyogre, and that should be able to pick up the knock on electric terrain. Oh wow, it doesn't. Oh, it's a Berry on Kyogre. Okay, so that explains why it's not doing damage wise. Rain does stop. I probably shouldn't have made this Mint Speed on the Kyurem now that I think about it. I guess the game can be a bit troublesome. I'm gonna go Feeny here and just gonna go for a Flamethrower into the Tapu Koko slot because of the fact that if you decide to protect here, I could go for the Heal Pulse the following turn. So yeah, I'm guessing the Z moves on Koko then if my opponent is playing like this. We'll go Tapu Fini here because we'll get rid of that electric terrain, so no more damage output. I do want to try to get a Heal Pulse off. No protects at all from my opponent. We will get a Flamethrower off into the Tapu Koko. And probably going to go for... Oh, Wow Charge. Is this going to KO Fini? Does, unfortunately. So, Tapu Koko going to take some health. We will be able to get a berry back. And still in a pretty good spot regardless. So, Wild Charge, Nature's Madness. Okay. Ice Beam going to go out into Hydreigon. In a pretty good spot now. I get to click Moonblast and I get to click Fusion Bolt. Yeah, Fusion Bolt should knock out Kyurem at that range based on how the Fusion Bolt did about 90% to the Kyogre the first time. So yeah, I should be able to knock out the Kyogre with Fusion Bolts, and I will be able to outspeed it. And how many turns of Tailwind do I have left? Because I could Heal Pulse. Yeah, I have a few turns of Tailwind, so I'm just going to go for the Moonblast and a Fusion Bolt. Maybe my opponent goes for a double, but I'm basically going to try and cover my opponent playing risky here. We're going to see the Tapu Koko protect, as well as probably the Kyogre. No, Kyogre doesn't protect, so just going to be able to get a Fusion Bolt off into the Kyogre. That should be able to pick up the knockout at the range it's at. And even if it doesn't, I think I'm still in an okay spot. As yeah, the Kyogre goes down, and this game is now over 100%. I can go for the Heal Pulse into the Kyurem-Black, just in case Tapu Koko goes for the double, and I feel like at this point you do have to go for the double to win the game. Even if you don't, like, I still win regardless. Like, I'm just covering for a really weird option. So we'll go for the... It's cooler. Shadow Ball's cooler, I think, to knock out the Tapu Koko. We'll go for Shadow Ball once again. So we'll go for the Heal Pulse into the Kyurem-Black, because my opponent can't touch Kyurem-Black. Like, there's no move that you can use to touch my Kyurem-Black at all. We're going to see the Electrium, it looks like. Yep. Trying to outspeed my Kyurem, which it does. I probably shouldn't have made the Kyurem slow, but when I got the Kyurem, I thought I was going to use it on a... Again, I wanted to min speed Kyurem, but maybe I should have actually got IVs for it. The 31 speed IVs, which I could do actually. bottle caps. I could actually bottle cap it so I can actually outspeed stuff in Tailwind, and that might actually be worth looking into. So I think I might actually consider that in the future, as we will be able to get a Shadow Ball into Kyurem, and this will be able to pick up the knockout. Shadow Ball, as we are able to knock out the Tapu Koko, and that's going to be game. I don't know if the Ice Beam would have knocked out Lunala. It's just better to have that Shadow Ball option. And sometimes with this team, like before I had Hydreigon on, because Hydreigon was like a last edition member. Luckily, it's paying off. Like when I was first building a team, I didn't think Hydreigon. I had Zapdos originally when I was thinking of making this team. So when I had Zapdos, right, I was scared of a few things, and like I didn't have the best way to deal with the Lunala Kyogre, which I was scared of. So I was like, okay, I'll throw Shadow Ball onto the Kyurem-Black since I'm not using Icy Wind really at all. I was not using Icy Wind with my Kyurem-Black. So I was like, okay, I have a spare move. I could just draw a Shadow Ball. I don't need Hidden Power Fire or anything because I have a Zapdos. But then I realized, oh, wait. If I have Zapdos on, I'm kind of really weak to the Lunala Kyogre variant. And I was like, okay, what can I do to patch that? Hydreigon came into mind because of the fact that its Dark Kingdom Z is actually really good against like those cores, because those cores can't really touch Hydreigon other than maybe a potential Tapu Lele. So I added Hydreigon, and I was still felt like I was kind of weak to Lunala next to Xerneas, so I was like, okay, I might as well just keep Shadow Ball. So I kept Shadow Ball the entire time, and yeah, that's why we have Shadow Ball. But I think the game overall, the matchup was really good since my opponent didn't have Dazzling Gleam on the Tapu Koko, and we were just able to out damage my opponent's team. Like, you couldn't really touch my Hydreigon or my Kyurem-Black. You went for Fake Out on the Kyurem-Black to stop the damage output, and went for an Ice Moon Hydreigon. Neither KO'd. I got Tailwind up. I was able to KO the Ludicolo the following turn, pressure the Kyurem slot, and yeah, there wasn't really much my opponent could do. There's really no switch in either. Lunala did not want to switch in. Tapu Koko kind of doesn't want to switch in since it is a frail Pokemon. So yeah, my opponent just didn't have options and gained a Tailwind up. Like I thought maybe I'd go for the Z move right away because I didn't know what kind of Kyogre it was. Because Kyurem Ludicolo is usually an indicator of the Scarf Kyogre because it's just like an outspeed everything, autopilot, water move everything. But yeah, when I realized Lunala Kyogre, I'm like, oh, they don't need to carry Scarf on Lunala Kyogre, so like I'm probably good in this spot regardless. So I could probably just have Tailwind, and it worked. We got this is a hard one. Yveltal Xerneas with Kartana, Amoonguss, the Ludicolo, and Incineroar. Not a pretty matchup. The reason why it's not pretty is because of the fact that dealing with Yveltal is already kind of difficult, but Yveltal plus the Xerneas is going to be troublesome. I think I could lead, because I normally don't bring Kyurem-Black into matches with Xerneas unless it's like Kyogre Xerneas, and Yveltal is very big problem. I gotta think of what's a good neutral lead matchup. I think I want to lead Kyurem-Black plus Incineroar. No, I want to lead, because that's weak to Xerneas lead. I think the Solgaleo Kyurem-Black. It's kind of weird leading both restricteds, but I think I could pivot out into something if it doesn't work, because if my opponent leads Yveltal, I can always pivot out my Solgaleo and I'm in a good spot. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Definitely scary, especially Kartana is also really scary for my team as well. The game is going to be basically, can I get rid of, I think it's going to be these Yveltal. That's the tougher one. If I can get rid of Yveltal, I feel like I'm okay with my Solgaleo, especially since I could slow down the Xerneas with Snarls. So we'll see how this goes. It's going to be the Xerneas Ludicolo. Okay. I would assume it's Z move on the Ludicolo. So Solgaleo plus Kyurem-Black. So we're probably just gonna see Fake Out into the Ludicolo. We're just gonna see Fake Out from the Ludicolo and the Solgaleo and Geomancy, or maybe Moonblast right away. I could see that too. I want to go for a. I want to go for a Sunsteel Strike. Do I want to go for Ice Beam right away? Do I want to go for the Trick Room? I mean, I'm probably getting faked out anyway, so I might as well just Trick Room. And I think just getting Incineroar is the better play overall. I was thinking maybe I risk Kyurem go for Ice Beam since I'll live a Moonblast, but Xerneas actually going to retreat into that Incineroar, which works out for me because I get this double out into my Incineroar, so I get the Intimidate off into my opponent's Incineroar, which is good. I have to get rid of this Ludicolo though. The Ludicolo is actually a bit of a pain to deal with because of the fact that if it is Waltarium and gets my Incineroar, that's pretty big. We'll see where the Fake Out goes. Not sure if it's actually going to target down my Solgaleo here. We'll see. It is Waltarium. Is it going out into my Solgaleo? Are you trying to get rid of my Solgaleo first? Which is smart, but I mean, I could just go into Fini and Impulse. If you actually read the Incineroar switch, oh my lord, this guy is amazing. Let's see. Okay, it's just my Solgaleo. That's not really that bad. Yeah, I actually take that pretty well. We will get to trip him up. And we did intimidate the Incineroar. Yeah, we'll just go for a U-turn right here into the Ludicolo. I don't really want to Fake Out here. And get Fini in so I can maybe heal Pulse my Solgaleo later in the game. Yeah, we'll go for the U-turn into the Ludicolo. And switch out to Fini because I do want to get a heal pulse off into the Solgaleo potentially. Or I could get Kyurem-Black in and start threatening the damage because the Xerneas isn't on the field. Or I could bait the Xerneas and try to go for a heal pulse into my Solgaleo. So we're going to see a U-turn come out, which is fair. I wonder if that means Hydro Pump is going out into my Solgaleo or my my Incineroar slot. Probably the Xerneas comes back out. Yeah. Okay. Xerneas comes back out. We will be able to get a U-turn off into the Ludicolo. And that's big, big damage. So I'll gladly take that as... Oh, I mean, Hydro Vortex did a lot, but I don't think 2 Hydro Pumps get me with Misty Seed, so let's just go out into my Solgaleo and hope we can take it. I feel like we should be able to, but who knows. We will be able to bring out the Misty Seed, or I could Light Screen Protect and then Heal Pulse, which is a fine option as well. Hydro Pump going to come out, does target down my Solgaleo. Yeah, if it's the same roll, I should survive. I'm going to Heal Pulse the Solgaleo slot. And I'm actually just going to go for the Sunsteel Strike into the Xerneas, because even if, let's say, the Incineroar comes in, that's fine. I'd rather get damage onto Incineroar or Xerneas, whatever's coming in that slot. I feel like if I attack Ludicolo, I just activate a Berry, so that's not very optimal for me. I think I'd rather just target down the Xerneas here with Sunsteel Strike. We are going to see that Ludicolo switch out into the Incineroar, which is fine here. Let's see what the Xerneas goes for. And yeah, I was worried about Incineroar switching for that slot as well, potentially. So this covers a lot of plays as Xerneas just protects, which is fine. I could have got free damage into Incineroar, but I mean, I'll take this for sure. We'll be able to get a Sunsteel Strike into the Protect, but we get the Heal Pulse. So basically, my opponent wasted the Z move, and like all my Pokemon are healthy. Like all my Pokemon are healthy, but this rotation game is going to be very long here. We're going to be rotating through Fake Out and a bunch of other factors. So Fake Out Geo's potentially a thing. I want to go my Incineroar here for the Intimidate, and I could see my opponent U-turning out with Incineroar on my Fini, predicting this switch. So I'm actually going to go for a Sunsteel Strike into the Xerneas no matter what, because I think I'd still be in a good spot. So we'll get an Intimidate off into my opponent's Incineroar. We threaten the Xerneas, so I can't really set up Geomancy if my opponent decides to go for a U-turn play. Problem is still Yveltal. Like dealing with Yveltal next to a boosted Xerneas. But we're going to see the Xerneas retreat into the Ludicolo. So it might be a U-turn or it might be a Flare Blitz. I think it'd be a U-turn. Or a knockoff. Okay. So it shouldn't do too much. It actually targets my Incineroar, which is fine too. Because I'll be able to get damage onto the Ludicolo. The only problem with Sunsteel Strike is it's a good move, but the problem is it only has 8 power points. And I already used 2 of them, so I gotta be cautious. I need at least 1 for the Xerneas. We knock out the Ludicolo. Got a critical hit. I thought that was a critical hit. We do knock out the what do you call it? And as I said before, like I had an easy Incineroar Protect play, which is why I didn't want to make that play because I felt it was a bit too obvious. Xerneas going to come back out. We're in a very good spot here, for sure. We can go for the Sunsteel Strike, and we can go for the U-turn actually into the Incineroar because my opponent doesn't have best ways to punish that. So I will go for a Sunsteel Strike into the Xerneas and just U-turn out. Because of the fact that, again, my opponent doesn't have best ways to deal with Solgaleo right now. And I'd rather just target down the Xerneas if I can. If I get rid of the Xerneas, my Kyurem-Black is a very happy Pokemon. And if I get rid and I just get chip overall. If Xerneas protects, Incineroar can't do that much. We're going to see the switch out, actually. Into the Kartana, okay. So Kartana coming out and a U-turn. Okay, that is smart for my opponent because you get chip into the Solgaleo. But no matter what, I think I'm fine. I'm gonna get Xerneas back in, but I could trick him again. Yeah, the Xerneas is gonna come out. My opponent's playing a very nice rotation game, but I think I'm still okay. We'll go for the U-turn into the Xerneas, which just might be that little bit of chip I need if it's a 4 HP Xerneas to get it with Sunsteel Strike. And we'll go out. We're going out on Fini 100%. My opponent didn't bring Yveltal, which I'm actually very surprised about because Yveltal was actually really good against my team. We get to go into the Fini. And we get to go for Sunsteel Strike. Now, this is where the game gets interesting. There's quite a few mind games of following turn as the Sunsteel Strike will break a potential Sash on Kartana. Now it's like, okay. Incineroar is like a very free switch in here for Fini. Like, I have no reason not to. Do you predict that, though? Do you go for, like, Sacred Sword into, like, Moonblast? Or Dazzling Gleam to try and knock out the Fini at the expense of Kartana? Not exactly too sure if you would. I really don't think you're going to Leaf Blade just because I have that safe switching in Incineroar that I have no reason not to do it if I really want to. So I think I'm actually going to go for the Heal Pulse here and attempt to Trick Room. It's a bit of an aggressive play, but I don't lose anything anyway. If you target down my thing with Leaf Blade, I think I'm fine regardless. Knockoff gonna go on Solgaleo. I should live Moonblast too. I'm actually surprised my opponent went for that because if I switched into Instant and Protect, you were screwed there. This works out in my favor because I get the Heal Pulse off and I get another Trick Room. And yeah, my opponent's in a very, very bad spot. Very, very bad spot as we do get Trick Room up. Yeah, so I didn't actually expect to double up into the Solgaleo, but I guess maybe hoping knockoff was going to be enough to finish it. But yeah, we can go for Superpower in the Kartana. I could go for a Light Screen. I could go for Moonblast in the cart. I have so many options. Instant's definitely like a very strong play here, I think. But I kind of want to just Superpower the cart. I feel... Actually, yeah, Superpower the cart and Light Screen. Doesn't have many drawbacks, now that I think about it. Because I'll get this Padeb boost. Xerneas is not setting up in this position regardless. Instant? Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. I want to get the Intimidate off on my opponent's side. So if I switch into Fini, like, my instant would be Intimidate instead. So I don't think it was really that worth it to me. So yeah, I'm in a pretty good spot. My opponent's trapped in now with both of my opponent's Pokemon. We get a free Superpower off into the Kartana, which will be able to pick up the knockout. And yeah, we're in a solid spot right here. Absolutely solid spot. All I have to do is get rid of that Incineroar, and then this game should be 100% over. So, let's see. Xerneas should be coming out. Fairy boosted Moonblast should do a lot to the Fini. I could also realistically go out into my Incineroar for the Fini slot and just go for the Sunsteel Strike and just try to get chip damage onto Xerneas. Not really worth it to me though. We'll go for the Moonblast into the Incineroar, and we'll go for the hard Kyurem-Black play, I think. You probably have to fake out Geomancy. I think that's your only play here, and I think it has to be a fake out on the Solgaleo. I don't think you can afford anything else. Maybe you go for Flare Blitz or Knockoff instead, which is fine too, but yeah, yeah, it's a hard Flare Blitz, which works in my favor. So, get a bit of chip. Also, I have my Incineroar around just so I can fake out the Xerneas and Trick Room if I really, really need to. So we will get a Moonblast off. Oh, is that Assault Vest? That just didn't do any damage. I think that might be Assault Vest. That just did no damage. This is still a good position regardless for me. I wonder if Dazzling Gleam knocks on my Fini at the range it's at. I don't think my Fini took too much chip, so I don't think it is. After a knockoff, maybe, but I'm calm. Oh, I have light screen up. No way. No way it does. Yeah, no way it does. We get to go for Moonblast here. We get to go for a Earth Power into the North slot. I could go for Fusion Bolt, but I think Earth Power will do more. And even if it's Assault Vest, I probably knock it out. We're gonna see a knockoff come out into the Feeny. Yeah. Getting rid of my Berry, which makes sense. And we will be able to get an Earth Power off into the Incineroar. How much does that do? Yeah, that's Assault Vest. There's no way it's not. Yeah, it's Assault Vest Incineroar. So we will be able to get a Moonblast off. Let's see if this picks up the KO. Barely misses, but I think that's still fine for me. So we will see the Dazzling Gleam come out. And yeah, with that Assault Vest, like, I'm taking it very well. The Kyurem goes down, but not really too big of concern. I could go out into my Incineroar here and click U-turn into my opponent's Incineroar and just heal pulse my Solgaleo. Yeah, that's basically how I guarantee to win. There's not really anything my opponent can do to punish it. Incineroar can't protect here. I guess maybe Fusion Bolt would have knocked out the Incineroar. We are going to see... You don't fake up protect here. You just attack with the Xerneas. So, how many turns of light screen do I have? I should have 2. Nice. Okay. That's pretty much the exact position I needed. So, heal pulse the Incineroar. Go for the U-turn into the Incineroar. I could go for Snarl here too, but just in case Xerneas protects. We're actually going to see the hard Flare Blitz read into the Feeny, which is not going to knock out. Yeah. Maybe hoping for a crit there, which does make a bit of sense. Actually, Flare Blitz Protect play would have been really good for my opponent, actually. That would have been a really good play for my opponent. Yeah, because I'd be trapped in with these two. But then again, I would just U-turn to Xerneas. With light screen up, you can't KO my Incineroar. But maybe my opponent could have hoped for a crit here. Now I don't think my opponent has a chance of coming back in the game. We'll get Solgaleo in, and we'll heal pulse it. So now we can just fake out Trick Room, and there's no way for my opponent to really come back in this, especially with the light screen up. Light screen is pretty key. Moonblast gonna come out into the Solgaleo. Yeah, but with that light screen, just eating that up. Eating that up. Crit Dazzling Gleam won't KO Solgaleo either. We get to go for Heal Pulse and Trick Room. If we had a substitute, maybe. But we already saw Gleam, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we saw Gleam earlier, so yeah, there's not much. Here comes another Moonblast. Gonna try to crit my Solgaleo. Luckily he doesn't, as we will be able to get Heal Pulse because I believe... Actually, crit Moonblast would have probably KO'd, but like... Yeah, there's not much I can really do about that. Not many things have a crit Xerneas Moonblast. As we are able to get to Twisted Dimensions, return to normal, light screen wears off. I'm going to go for Moonblast and Sunsteel Strike. The reason I'm going to make this play is because I can set up light screen during the last few turns if my opponent's able to get 4 protect somehow. And you would need a lot more luck. The match is going to be forfeited because my opponent realizes I can't really beat down my opponent. Solgaleo pretty much just wins at that point. But yeah, we're able to pick up another win, which is really nice. So we are able to pick up... I don't remember if this was 2 wins. No, it was 1 loss, right? I can't remember which video am I recording. But whatever we did, yeah, it was just this battle. This battle was Kyurem-Black putting in a ton of work and just me being able to rotate. I'm really surprised there was just no Yveltal. Yveltal would have made this super scary. My opponent didn't bring it. I guess maybe thought, okay, I can't really deal with the Feeny that well if it's Haze Feeny, so maybe that's why the Cortana was brought. That's pretty much what I'm assuming. I originally was thinking of using Haze on the Feeny too, but like I chose Light Screen in the end because I didn't like the fact I'd maybe be able to get rid of my opponent's Intimidate, Snarls, and the special defense boost that my Solgaleo had for the cost of a Geomancy Xerneas, because the boost, Misty Seed boost is still really important on the Solgaleo sometimes. I thought, why not just Light Screen? Because Light Screen benefits everything and can make Kyurem-Black even stronger. So chose Light Screen in the end. And I think it's paying off immensely well. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you do want to support this video, if you did enjoy it and want to help me out, leave a like down below. It really helps. But otherwise, also feel free to leave a comment down below, as that also helps. And I do read them and try to answer questions if I have the ability to. Otherwise, you can check out the rest of my social media down below, such as my Twitter and Twitch and my Instagram. And if you do want to go that extra mile, there is my Patreon page linked down below in the description as well. But thank you all for tuning in today's episode. And yeah, if you do want to try out the team, there is a paste benefit link down below. If we do hit that like over 175 likes for this video and all the other episodes we use Kyurem-Black, within 2 weeks of the final episode being uploaded, we will have a QR code of this team. Otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.